Listen carefully to this message, the chosen ones. The most dangerous person in the room never shouts. They simply stop talking and observe everything around them. And that is the exact moment the entire game changes, without anyone realizing what is happening, because you refuse to play by their broken rules. They mistook your absolute stillness for ordinary human fear. They believed that your quiet spirit was completely broken. But here is a truth that will make them tremble. Your prolonged silence was never a white flag of surrender. It was a perfectly laid trap for their towering ego. While they were busy shouting their toxic lies to anyone who would listen, you were quietly handing heaven the pen to write the final verdict. They desperately wanted a loud reaction from your soul, and they craved your chaotic emotional response just to feel powerful. You starved their darkness completely by just walking away. You are a walking human lie detector in this world. You read the dark motives hiding behind their fake smiles. They assumed you were incredibly naive because you refused to argue with their madness. But your high spiritual intelligence acts as a literal glitch in their matrix, and they are secretly terrified because they cannot manipulate a mind they cannot comprehend. They ran a massive smear campaign behind your back. They twisted your good name in the broad daylight. They played the innocent victim while holding the knife. You felt the heavy isolation closing in on your chest, and you probably wondered if heaven had abandoned you to the wolves while everyone else seemed to believe their cleverly crafted illusions. Please stay with me right here on this point. The spiritual mechanics of this reversal will blow your mind. Your painful isolation was never a punishment from above. It was a divine quarantine designed to protect your energy. The universe removed you from the circle to keep you safe from their toxic contamination. They thought they successfully pushed you out of the group, but heaven actually pulled you up into a secure fortress they cannot reach. You did not lose your friends during this dark phase. You simply lost the parasites feeding on your bright light. They drained your precious energy while pretending to care. But the moment you stopped providing them with endless emotional fuel, their carefully constructed masks finally began to slip off their faces. Now they are pacing the room in absolute panic. They are wondering why their usual manipulation tactics are failing. Right now, their fragile reality is glitching beyond repair. They expected you to beg for closure on your knees. They wanted you to frantically explain your side of the story. Instead, you gave them absolute and chilling silence. You cut off their oxygen supply without lifting a finger, and because you refused to fight them on their low level, they are now fighting the demons in their own head. They cannot comprehend your profound peace in this storm. To a toxic mind, your unbothered silence is terribly loud. It absolutely terrifies them to see you standing so tall. They secretly check your social media, looking for your breakdown. They desperately want to see you miserable and completely defeated, but all they find is an unbreakable fortress of divine protection surrounding you. You are thriving while their fake empire begins to crack. This incredible shift is not a random coincidence in life. There is a spiritual law that most people spend their entire lives ignoring until it finally destroys them from the inside out. When someone attacks a pure heart, they declare a war. They are fighting the divine forces that protect that soul. They dug a very deep pit to bury you alive, but they are the ones slipping closer to the edge every single day. You were never just a regular target for their games. You are literally God's powerful weapon in a human disguise. They looked at your gentle kindness and saw an easy victim to exploit. But that arrogance was the most monumental mistake they could ever make. They threw heavy dirt on a highly sacred seed. They did not realize it was meant to grow endlessly. Your quiet tears were never a weak sign of defeat. Your tears were actually spiritual codes being archived in heaven. The universe does not miss a single whisper of their betrayal, and the highest authority is already reviewing the undeniable evidence of their crimes. You did not have to hire a lawyer to fight. You just needed to maintain your high vibrational frequency daily. Please do not let your mind wander away right now. We are about to uncover exactly how the universe takes their vicious lies and uses them to orchestrate their total and inescapable downfall. Their massive arrogance completely blinded them to the spiritual truth. They thought they were the masterminds of this little game, but they were just pawns walking blindly into a divine ambush. You outsmarted them entirely by simply existing in the truth. You did not need to seek out any petty revenge. You just needed to sit entirely still while the universe flipped the massive table on them and exposed their true nature to the world. Think about the dark days you cried completely alone. Think about the cold nights you felt entirely misunderstood. Those painful moments were not a sign of your weakness. They were the intense growing pains of a massive spiritual upgrade designed for you. You were being prepared to carry a powerful frequency that would eventually shatter the fake realities of everyone who tried to keep you trapped in their cage. Let us peel back the mask and finally say what needed to be said. Number 1. There is a brutal psychological reality that narcissists absolutely dread. They spend their entire lives constructing a fake persona to hide their deep insecurities from the world. They carefully craft every single word to manipulate the emotions of the people around them, and they expect you to play along with their exhausting theatrical performance without asking any questions. But you possess a very rare spiritual intelligence. You do not just listen to the words coming out of their mouth. You read the dark energy hiding underneath their forced smiles. You can decode a complex lie mid-sentence without even interrupting their pathetic story. When they look into your eyes, they feel completely naked and exposed because they realize instantly that their usual mind games do not work on you. This creates a massive psychological glitch inside their brain. Scientists call this cognitive dissonance. They desperately need to believe they are the smartest person in the room. But your silent gaze completely shatters their fragile illusion of control because it proves that you see right through their carefully constructed facade. They expected you to argue with them. They wanted you to angrily defend your character against their lies. Instead, you gave them nothing but dead silence. You did not offer them a single drop of your precious energy to feed their starving ego. And that brings us to the most dangerous part of your evolution. Number 2. Your refusal to engage forces them to sit alone with their own dark thoughts. When a toxic person cannot project their shame onto you, they are forced to swallow it themselves, and it burns them alive from the inside out. I am going to explain exactly how this plays out in just a moment. Keep listening. Here is a brutal fact most people do not like admitting. Obsession is just dark energy wearing a mask of insanity. They watched your profound peace and your quiet strength from a distance, and your steady light deeply triggered their most hidden insecurities about their own miserable lives. They hate you because they cannot be you. Right now, they are mentally pacing in the corner of their room. The story they told themselves about your weakness is completely gone. Their carefully curated opinion of you is utterly shattered. You did not just change the rules of their little game. You made them question if they ever really understood how to play it at all. Their entire fake reality is glitching badly right before their eyes because they realize they can no longer control the narrative they worked so hard to build. They are absolutely terrified because they finally realized you saw through them from day one. Which brings us to the next revelation. Number 3. They are living in constant fear of what you might say. They know exactly what they did to you in the dark. And they know that you possess enough truth to destroy their fake reputation in 5 minutes. But you remain entirely quiet instead of exposing them to the public. This deliberate silence is the ultimate psychological torture for a manipulator. They cannot predict your next move at all. They do not know if you are planning revenge or if you simply do not care anymore. Your unbothered existence makes them sweat with severe paranoia every single day. They spend hours analyzing your lack of response, while you are simply living your life in total peace. You are living rent-free in their anxious mind. Let this reality settle deep into your spirit. You never needed to lower your vibration to fight them in the mud. Number 4. The trap they spent years digging for you is the exact one they are falling into right now. They tried to isolate you by spreading vicious rumors to your shared circle, but they actually just isolated themselves from the divine light that you naturally carry. People are starting to notice their toxic patterns. The fake friends they gathered to attack you are slowly turning against them. A kingdom built on vicious lies will always collapse under its own heavy weight. They thought they had secured their position at the top of the hierarchy, but they built their fragile house on shifting sand, and the violent storm of divine justice is already gathering on the dark horizon. You can literally smell their fear from a mile away. You are no longer a victim of their calculated cruelty. You have elevated far beyond the narrow range of their demonic influence. They can still look at you from a distance, but they can never touch you again. You have become entirely untouchable in this chaotic world, and the heavy silence of that reality is much louder than any angry scream or bitter argument ever could be. They are suffocating in the vacuum of your profound absence. They thought they were manipulating a very naive and weak target. They did not realize they had just triggered a powerful spiritual awakening inside a chosen soul. Number 5. Your sharp mind is now a bright warning label to every manipulator out there. They whisper your name with a mixture of deep fear and secret respect behind closed doors, because you did not break down when they applied their maximum pressure. You turned into an unbreakable diamond. But it does not stop there. Here is the brutal truth they pray you never figure out. Number 6. The spiritual warfare you endured was not just about hurting your feelings or damaging your social reputation. It was a highly calculated attempt to scatter your natural frequency. They wanted to attack your profound intuition with their constant low-vibrational noise, and they specifically targeted the unique energy signature that makes you a chosen one. Let us get brutally honest about this, because this is not a fairy tale. There is a deeply scientific reason why their manipulation makes you feel so physically exhausted. The intense stress from their toxic gaslighting attempts to heavily suppress your natural brainwaves. When you were a pure child, your brain ran effortlessly on a very specific frequency. It is called the gamma wave, and it is the exact frequency where true genius and divine downloads happen naturally. Think back to when you were much younger. Ideas came to you effortlessly out of nowhere. Learning felt completely natural and incredibly fast. You had lightning-fast intuition, and you somehow knew things before they even happened. The world felt like it was entirely on your side back then, because your brain was naturally vibrating at the high gamma frequency. But then adulthood arrived, and the modern world went to work on you. The chronic stress of dealing with toxic manipulators forced your brain into a constant survival mode. Every single year, this sacred frequency was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface. They constantly drained your vital energy with their fake dramas and endless demands, until the brilliant version of you went completely silent under the heavy weight of their noise. Most ordinary people will live their entire lives without knowing this happened to them. But you are not most people. You are a chosen one. Number 7. The heavy gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not a lack of willpower. It is not a lack of discipline or some massive character flaw on your part. It is simply a suppressed frequency that the world silenced before you could claim your divine inheritance. When gamma fades away, your natural genius and sharp intuition quickly fade right along with it. The daily synchronicities suddenly stop happening for you. The comforting sense that the universe is working directly with you goes entirely quiet. This is exactly why clearing your mental space is not just basic self-care. It is absolute spiritual warfare. You simply cannot operate at your highest divine frequency if you allow their toxic residue to linger inside your sacred mental space for another day. You must actively clean the temple of your mind. Don't look away now. What happens next is the part they pray you never figure out. While they were busy trying to permanently drain your energy, science actually found a very powerful way to completely block their interference. Neuroscientists working quietly away from the noisy headlines have discovered how to bring this dormant brainwave back online, and the solution does not require years of difficult meditation that most exhausted people simply cannot sustain. It does not require expensive biofeedback machines that cost thousands of dollars in a sterile clinical setting. It requires something far simpler and much more aligned with how you were originally designed to function. There is a specific sound frequency engineered to guide your brain back to the genius state you were born with. Princeton University and the Einstein Center in Berlin have heavily studied this exact phenomenon with incredible results. Columbia University discovered that when this specific brainwave is fully reactivated, it does not just stop with you. A strong gamma signal actually radiates outward from your body and positively influences the people around you. It helps your children and your partner who have been quietly carrying the heavy burden with you. Your renewed energy literally heals the toxic environment that the manipulators tried so desperately to create around your family. You do not need years of ordinary healing to undo what they maliciously did to you. You just need to rapidly realign your core frequency. As a chosen one, your pure energy is your absolute greatest asset in this life, and protecting it is your highest daily responsibility. The universe provides the powerful spiritual shield, but practically resetting your tired mind requires a specific daily protocol to wash away their lingering demonic noise. I am going to tell you exactly what this powerful activation is called before this message ends. I will show you how to easily access it to reclaim your stolen genius. But first, there is something critical you need to understand about the spiritual shift happening right now. The manipulators are about to face the devastating consequences of their own dark actions. Their time is officially up. This is where the massive shift happens, and it absolutely terrifies them to their core. Number 8. Have you wondered why your enemies are suddenly experiencing a strange string of endless bad luck? It is never a random coincidence. Because there is no such thing as an accident when you deal with a chosen one, and the divine timing of their downfall is perfectly orchestrated. They thought they were just fighting a quiet human being. They did not realize they had just declared a brutal war on the divine forces. God did not forget what they maliciously did to your pure heart. He did not overlook the brutal way they treated you in the dark. He was simply giving them enough time to fully expose their dark intentions, while he secretly prepared a massive table of blessing for you in the presence of your enemies. But that grace period is officially over right now. What is coming for them is not petty emotional revenge. It is a severe legal correction from the highest spiritual authority. The courtroom of heaven is no longer in a quiet recess. The heavy gavel has struck the massive table, and the final undeniable verdict is written in blazing fire across their doomed reality. Do not pause this message. Do not click away right now, because the final piece of this spiritual puzzle is going to shock you to your core. You must understand the brutal law of energetic reflection. When someone spends their entire life trying to drown a pure soul who can breathe underwater, the only one gasping for desperate air is the furious attacker. Their dark energy has officially returned to sender. They played recklessly with spiritual fire because they falsely assumed they were completely above the universal consequences. But the vicious trap they carefully set for you has suddenly become the tight coffin of their own towering arrogance. You did not even have to lift a single finger to defend your precious name. Heaven was never neutral in this brutal battle. The universe was simply waiting for the spiritual scales to tip fully in your favor. They mocked your quiet breakdowns, and they falsely assumed your heavy tears meant permanent defeat. What they did not know is that your painful tears were actually powerful spiritual codes, and every single drop was immediately downloaded into the divine system as undeniable evidence. Every single time you wept in silence, you were sending urgent alerts straight into the high courts of heaven. You were never falling apart in those dark, lonely rooms. You were summoning an unstoppable divine force that they simply cannot negotiate with. Heaven is currently collecting all the heavy receipts of their massive betrayal to serve absolute and terrifying justice upon their heads. Their fake empire is silently crumbling behind their locked doors. The people they heavily manipulated to turn against you are finally waking up to the undeniable truth. The mask is completely falling off their face in real time. They are experiencing the terrifying boomerang effect of their own unhealed toxicity, violently crashing back into their miserable life. They desperately wanted to bury you alive under their endless lies. They celebrated your temporary downfall and happily walked away to claim their fake victory. But what they entirely failed to understand is that a chosen one does not die in pain. They resurrect in divine purpose. While they were busy celebrating your destruction, you were silently absorbing the divine light and preparing for a massive comeback that would shake their entire reality. They actually planted a sacred seed in the fertile soil of your destiny, and now you are violently breaking through the heavy dirt. You are undeniable and completely explosive in your renewed power. The universe took the exact weapon they forged against you and turned it into the ultimate instrument of their swift and brutal destruction. You are operating on a completely different frequency right now. This massive barrier around you is not built from bitter resentment. It is built from profound spiritual ascension. You have elevated so far beyond the narrow range of their demonic influence that you are entirely invisible to their attacks, and they can only watch your glorious rise in pure agony. They can still clearly see your bright light from the dark shadows, but they can never touch your pure soul again. You have become entirely untouchable. And that brings us to the ultimate truth they deeply feared from day one. Your quiet silence was never a sign of human weakness. It was actually the ultimate divine trap they walked right into without even realizing it. The spiritual boomerang has hit its target with devastating precision. They are currently drowning in the heavy consequences of their own malicious actions. And the most beautiful part of this divine retribution is that your hands remain completely clean, because the universe handled the dirty work while you rested safely in the shadow of the Almighty. You do not have to worry about them ever again. Their chapter in your sacred life is permanently closed and sealed by a higher power. They are now a cautionary tale of what happens when darkness attacks a protected light. You are standing victorious on the high mountain, and they are permanently trapped in the deep valley of their own making. This is the profound glory of the chosen ones. The battle was won the exact moment you decided to stop explaining yourself to committed misunderstandings. You starved their hungry demons and fed your own angelic protectors. Now the grand stage is cleared of their toxic presence, and you are finally ready to step into your highest calling. The divine verdict is finalized, and the spiritual game is completely over. Which brings us to the final, undeniable truth. Number 9. You do not have to defend your pure intentions anymore. The universal system has fully recognized your high frequency, and the divine shield around you is now impenetrable. Let them drown in the heavy consequences of their own malicious actions. You are entirely untouchable today. They tried to scatter your brilliant mind, but heaven has officially won the brutal war. Your only mission now is to protect the brilliant clarity they tried to steal from you. Heaven handles the severe justice, but you have to actively handle your own healing. Carrying the heavy weight of a chosen one takes a massive physical toll on your body. The intense spiritual warfare you endured was a desperate attempt to scatter your natural frequency. They actively tried to attack your intuition with their low vibrational noise. You cannot operate properly if you hold on to that toxic residue. Neuroscientists recently proved exactly how this energy drain happens to pure souls. They call it the decline effect, where chronic stress attempts to severely suppress your natural gamma brainwaves. But here is the massive spiritual secret they desperately tried to hide. Gamma is the exact brainwave frequency where all your divine downloads naturally happen. That is why your intuition was so razor-sharp when you were a young child. The modern world systematically silenced that incredible gift. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal actually influences the people closest to you. That is exactly why I rely on a highly specific tool to keep my vibration completely untouchable. A brilliant team of neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple 7-minute audio track. It physically forces your tired brain back into perfect divine alignment without any hard effort. It clears the heavy fog they maliciously placed over your eyes. You simply close your eyes and let the sound wave wash away their toxic residue. There is no exhausting meditation or endless journaling required to see the massive shift. This sacred tool is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their stalled finances and completely heal their broken relationships. It is a literal frequency activation for your tired soul. A beautiful woman from Manhattan said her generational curses simply vanished. You could easily spend thousands of dollars on clinical biofeedback sessions to access this exact same genius state. The elite pay massive fortunes at private wellness retreats to achieve what the Genius Song delivers in just 7 minutes. But that barrier has been completely dismantled for you today. You can access this powerful spiritual upgrade for a tiny fraction of its true value. You absolutely deserve this profound peace after fighting such a brutal spiritual battle for years. But you must listen to me very carefully right now. The dark forces that benefit from your mental suppression are actively flooding the internet with diluted counterfeits. There are countless fake brainwave tracks circulating on popular platforms designed to steal your precious energy. They will only cause more severe brain fog. Do not fall for those cheap imitations that mess with your subconscious mind. Your spiritual discernment is activated to recognize the undeniable truth. The universe demands absolutely no risk from a true chosen one. This is an energetic exchange governed by complete trust. If you do not experience the massive shift you deserve, your entire energy investment is fully protected and returned without a single question. That is the ultimate divine guarantee backing this sacred resource. The creators of this sound wave are so certain of its power that they placed an ironclad protection behind every single copy. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is waiting for you right now. The protected link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Ensure you are getting the authentic frequency by using only the secure portal I have provided for you. When you secure your access today, you will also receive 4 powerful spiritual bonuses. You get a special audio engineered to boost your children, and the classic prosperity book that secret wealth societies used. Do not wait for a better moment to arrive in your life. The chosen one, who hesitates at the open door, simply becomes the one who wonders what could have been. Click the link in the pinned comment right now to permanently reclaim your brilliant mind. Do not let their low vibrational noise linger in your sacred space for another day. Wash their toxic residue from your brain entirely. Then subscribe to this channel to officially join the unstoppable army of light forever.